Yo, what's up, man? Big facts. Yo, I want to talk about this movie I just seen called 2012. It came out back in 2009, starring John Cusack, Amanda Peet, Woody Harrelson. Great movie. It's an end of the world movie based on Mayan prediction. The Mayans predicted that the world would end in 2012, and the movie the movie is so crazy, bro. I never First of all, I never seen a movie like this, bro. Like, I've seen end of the world movies, but this shit is gruesome. This is one of the most gruesome, devastating end of the world movies I ever saw in my fucking life. The gruesomeness, the brutalness of this movie is just taken to another level. I never seen so much gruesome, grueling uh, display in a movie. Gruesome graphics in this movie. I never seen it in my life. The devastation. I never seen so much gruesome devastation in an end of the world movie in my fucking life, bro. Usually when when the devastation happens in the end of the world movies, they'll show part of it and then they'll cut away. Yeah. But this doesn't cut away at all. I mean, dog. Well, see what happened with this movie. A scientist discovered that the Earth core was heating up, overheating or something, and so the Earth flooded. And doing my research, I found out that there is more water underground than it is on the surface of the planet. There are megatons of oceans underneath this planet, man. So when the Earth split to its core, all that water from underneath the Earth came up and flooded the whole damn world. And I'm talking about this movie is showing graphic detail of this massive flood, just flooding cities across the world, flooding over mountains. You know what I'm saying? Flooding over, mountains as big as the Himalayas, and everything like that, man. You see this big wave of water coming, and it just flooded the whole New York it just took the whole New York out like it was nothing. Whole New York went under. California, all these little islands just engulfed. Buddhist mountain, where the Buddhists live, engulfed. Washington D.C. It looked like a tidal wave. The waters made Washington D.C. look like a tidal wave coming in. The president was looking up at this big ass tidal wave coming in to devour him and everybody. And it just, oh man. Washington D.C. The floodwaters just devoured Washington. And while the president was just looking at it come his way. And that's crazy. But yeah, that is true. If we ever get just like the flood in the biblical days, I think it was the water underneath the earth that caused the flood more than it's just raining in a certain amount of days. It was the water underneath the planet that flooded the whole world. Yeah, so man, my God, you know how stinking the world is going. You know how stinking that world is, man. All those people dead. Then they talking about at the end of the movie the waters were receding and all that. Receding. You better hope not. There's gonna be a stinking ass, polluted ass planet, man. All those dead bodies, bro. Like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, the whole world shifted. I think the South Pole was now located in Delaware somewhere or something they were saying. And Africa, like I said, I think they said it didn't hit Africa. The flood didn't reach Africa, so Africa was still dry. And Africa was the only continent left, that didn't get touched. And that's where civilization was going to start over at, in Africa. Well, those 5,000 people was going to be taken to Africa, because Africa was already good. Africa already had billions of people already. So it was just funny to look at the globe and see that Africa was the only landmass on the globe, on Earth. Yeah, so Africa stood tall to the end. Africa was the only one standing, man. The last man standing in Africa. And that's ironic, because Africa is the birth of civilization, and wow, was the last man standing in this apocalypse. I guess God was trying to tell us something about Africa, huh? Mother of civilization. But yeah, man, wow. Incredible, man. The government knew about this years in advance, but they kept it secret, and they was building like an ark, and it was so incredible because it brought us back to the Bible of Noah's Ark, and that's what the government was doing, building like a 2012 version of Noah's Ark on Mount Everest, and they had these ark-like ships that was built on Mount Everest. Because what happened, the devastation started a flood all over the world, and the arks were built on Mount Everest, man. Excuse me. And that was crazy. But man, the thing that got me, bro, about this movie that was so amazing, bro, was like the devastation, and then it was like earthquakes, cracks. It started with cracks on the ground, and then that shit just exploded to big ass holes in the ground. Like they was at a supermarket, right? John, the character's baby mother was at a supermarket with her boyfriend or fiance or whatever, and the shelves started shaking, and the fiance ask the baby mother, yo, did you see that? And she was like, no. And next thing you know, the fucking floor split apart. It split apart so wide that the fiance and the baby mother was separated from that big ass wide split. And it was like if you fall down that crack, it was a never ending. It was a never ending fall. That's how big the hole was in the supermarket, bro. Like, that was just amazing to see. And then they was on a plane. Imagine being on a fucking plane trying to outrun the ground breaking apart. Not only the ground breaking apart, but the ground falling into hell. So that was so amazing. They were racing. They on a plane runaway, runway, racing, trying to get lifted off the ground as the ground was collapsing in. The and you know, and if that ground collapsed in, you was dead. You know what I'm saying? If you was there when that ground, because that ground collapsed, and it was like collapsing into hell, like a never-ending fall, and just the whole world was just collapsing into the abyss, and they was on the plane runway trying to outrun the fucking collapse of the fucking world, bro. That shit was hardcore, man. And it was just and billions of people died in this movie, dog. Like, I never seen a movie where billions of people, you see first-hand action. You see people like in End of the World movies, is basically everybody already dead. But in this movie, they show billions and billions of people getting killed, bro. And it don't stop. They keep getting killed throughout the whole damn movie, man. It's only probably like 12,000 people left in the world at the end of this movie, or probably less than that. They show billions and billions of people getting killed, bro. Like you see on the movies show people on these crowded highways, the bridge collapsing. The 9/11 ain't got shit on this. 2012 movie told 9/11 to hold my beer. You know, 9/11 is child's play to this, man. Build millions of skyscrapers all over the city, just collapse them. Oh man, Jesus Christ, big ass sky. Imagine just 300,000 twin towers just falling. That's what it was like, man. It was crazy, bro. All these twin tower buildings collapsing, the bridge collapsing, the earth is just collapsing in on itself, sinking. Everybody's dying. People living in houses just trying to sleep. Just regular families with kids. The fucking ground just gives. Everybody just collapsing to hell. It's fucking horrible. It is horrible. And the president of the United States, played by Danny Glover, he didn't even want to save himself. He stayed at the White House. He stayed in D.C. while the big bureaucrats left. You know, and left going towards the Ark, because, like I said, the government agencies already knew what was happening. So they already had a plan to leave and go to Mount Everest near China. I think it's near China, where they can escape. And also the rich people with lots of money, the 1%, or the billionaires or whatever, they had knowledge that this was going to happen ahead of time, and they was given the option to buy a ticket, when this scenario, when the end of the world happens. So, you know what I'm saying? So they bought a ticket. The billionaires, the millionaires bought a ticket for them and their families to be aboard, but they supposed to keep this secret. They wasn't supposed to tell anybody about it. And when the end of the world happens, they supposed to get a plane, supposed to go to a location, get on the plane, and fly out to where the Ark is at. All these millionaires. I guess you got. I think you had to have like $1 billion or something. Probably. I think it's probably a billionaire. Yeah, I think you had to pay. I think the ticket was like $1 billion some dollars that they had to pay. Man, that's just crazy. That is insane. And that's just like humanity, man. And I was just in awe of all these billions of people dying, and they had no clue that this was coming on them. The government kept it all a secret. They had no clue whatsoever that their world was gonna end that day. There was no sign. Everybody was just living their life, You know, this just came out of nowhere. The earth just starts splitting just like that. I mean, everybody was just having a regular day. Then the earth all over the world just starts splitting apart, collapsing into the abyss, man. No warning or nothing, man. That shit was fucking crazy. That was some gruesome, detailed ass footage, man. Jesus Christ. So y'all gotta see 2012, bro. That's a damn good movie, man. I haven't seen a movie like that in a good movie like that in a long time. That's one of my top right now. That's one of the best movies I've seen in the end of the world type movies. That's it for me. Check it out. Peace. If you haven't already.